Last week, I worked on my classroom on Tuesday. I left orientation early on Friday so I could get back in there, and I spent all day Saturday climbing on chairs, standing on tables, stapling things above my head, hauling boxes down out of cabinets, moving like I was 27 years old. Today is Sunday, and my body sent me a very clear memo this morning that I am not 27 years old. Welcome back to the Veteran Teacher Files. I'm the Dragon Lady, and today's episode started as a pep talk for a nervous first-year teacher and ended up with me getting a pep talk from my own aching muscles. We're talking swagger. Who gets to have it, who's faking it, and what it costs you at different ages to fake it. Stick around and let's get into it. So, this last week, I was at new teacher orientation. And if you've been in this profession more than 5 minutes, you know exactly what that room feels like. Folding tables, name tags, the whole thing. I was making small talk with the first-year teacher. Nice guy. Nervous energy, but a good kind of nervous energy. The kind that tells you he's actually thinking about what he's doing and he cares. So he tells me he's teaching math, like myself, and at some point in the conversation, he just kind of like deflates a little bit. And he admits to me that math isn't actually his strong suit and that he doesn't feel comfortable with the job assignment he's been given. And I told him, you know what? A lot of us aren't comfortable with the job assignment we're given, especially during our first year. But for some of us, that's how we get our foot in the door. Even for myself, this might be my 26th year, but I haven't been in a classroom teaching in the last 7. And I haven't taught just math science in about 9 years. The last time I did it was 6th grade. 7th and 8th is something different to me. So he just kind of looked at me and was like, okay. And then I told him the last thing. Plus, we have the answer key. Now, I don't know if it fixes nerves, but I did get him to laugh a little bit. And sometimes that's the first step. So anyways, that conversation stuck with me longer than I expected it to, because it got me thinking about the whole week of orientation, not just that moment. And here's my confession. I cruised through last week, and I don't mean to brag. Okay, yeah, I do mean to brag, because I'm going to say it. Nothing about last week was new for me. Sorry. Maybe a nugget here or there, something funny that I wrote down, something that made me chuckle, but nothing that really moved me. And here's what I had to sit with. For me, that week was just background noise. But for these brand new teachers that I was sharing a table with and sharing the space with and sharing the room and the presenters with, for them, it was probably just one long, continuous mind blow. Just a brain dump that never let up. Every single thing was new. And I guess it kind of reminds me of like when I'm learning a new platform and someone's trying to walk me through it, and they're clicking through all the screens way too fast, faster than I can track. And there's the pop-ups, and I can't log into here, and then it tells me no because I'm on the wrong Google account. Just the frustrations, the keeping up, the brain overload. I think that's probably what it felt like. But instead of just being like a couple hours in a training, it was a whole week long for them. So the gap between what's routine for the veteran teacher in the room and what's overwhelming for the rookie in the room is easy to miss. It's invisible if you're not looking for it. So I wasn't really thinking about it until I had that conversation with him. So here's what I wish I would have told him. And if he's listening, this one's for you. It's also for every single one of you listening who may be nervous right now for any reason. Maybe it's your first year, like it is for Squirrel and Coco. Maybe it's not your first year, but it's your first year at a new school, like it is for my other friends at the table at the back of the room. Maybe it's a new grade level, like it is for the hippie. Maybe you've been out of the classroom for a few years, like it is for me, and now you're wondering if you still remember how to do this. Whatever your reason is for being nervous, I want you to remember this. Channel your inner Cesar Millan. Yeah, the dog whisperer. Here's what he knows about a pack of dogs, that applies just as much to a room full of kids. They can sense respect. And they can sense fear. If you carry yourself like you respect yourself, like you belong in that room, the kids will hand that respect back to you. But if you're cowering, if you're shrinking, if you're basically apologizing with your whole body for being there, they're going to pick up on that instantly. Kids always know. Now, I don't mean start yelling. I don't mean be mean. That's not swagger. That's just being a bully, and it doesn't work anyways. I mean something so much simpler. Remember who you are. Remember that you're the one with the college degree, not the kids. You're the grown-up in the room, not the kids. That doesn't mean that you know everything, but it does mean that it's your room, you're the teacher, and that you deserve respect. Now, I do think it's okay to tell your students that it's your first year. I'm not saying to lie to them, but how you say it does matter more than what you're saying. Don't cower. Don't say it in a meek little voice like you're pre-apologizing for existing. Don't ask for forgiveness before you even did anything wrong. Instead, say it and own it. Yeah, it's my first year, and I'm going to mess up sometimes. But guess what? I'm still in charge. This is my classroom, and you will not disrespect. However you say that, you don't have to say it like me. Same sentence, same facts, completely different room, depending on how you deliver it. Okay. So I didn't know how I was going to end this episode. And I sat with it for a few days. And then this morning it hit me. Because my body decided to weigh in. So let's go back to that classroom. Because here's my truth. I might be able to mentally sit through a week of orientation and absorb the whole mental brain dump without blinking. But my body? That's a different story. I worked on my classroom on Tuesday. I left orientation early on Friday so I can get back in there. And Saturday, I was in there for like 5 hours. Climbing on chairs, standing on top of tables, stapling stuff above my head, lowering boxes down and out of cabinets. You know how we do. I didn't feel a thing Saturday night. It wasn't until this morning, Sunday morning, that my body sent me the bill for the week. My back was aching. My arms, my shoulder, my neck, everything's on fire right now, you guys. Everything feels slightly inflamed and achy. And if I hadn't signed up to serve at church this morning, I would have tried my best to just sleep in and not move. Now look, I work out 3 to 4 times a week. I lift weights. This is not a me being out of shape thing. Apparently, clean and presses and dead rows did nothing to prepare this old lady's body for climbing on chairs and desks, stapling above her head, and hauling boxes out of cabinets like I still have something to prove. My body reminded me very clearly that I cannot be climbing and jumping off of tables anymore. But here's what actually scared me. And it's not the sore back. What scares me is being labeled old. Being labeled cringy. Losing the with-itness I used to have without even trying. That thing where a good teacher just seems to have eyes in the back of their head. Seems to know everything that happens before it even happens. Ooh, getting a little choked up. So here's the full circle moment. I spent this whole episode telling a brand new teacher to fake the swagger until it feels real. You know that, fake it till you make it. Own the room. Don't apologize for being new. And then my own body handed me the exact same assignment. Except my fear isn't about not knowing enough. It's about not being enough anymore. Same room, 2 different fears. Swagger isn't just a young person's trick. It's not something you get to age out of needing. It's a decision you keep having to make every single year for a different reason. All right, that's the episode. If any of this hit close to home for you, I want to hear it. Here's your homework assignment. What's keeping you up at night right now? What's giving you anxiety? What's sitting heavy on your plate as the school year gets ready to get started? Drop it in the comments. And hey, if you like this episode, do me a favor. Follow, like, and subscribe so you don't have to miss the next one. This has been the Veteran Teacher Files. I'm the Dragon Lady, and I'll see you next time.